So today we are back with a new video. Today's video is going to be focused on React performance, and our example is going to be a long list of 1,000 items. We're going to see how can we optimize it, how can we lazily load in a way the list items, because currently you can only see 22, so why render 1,000? Because maybe the user won't scroll all the way down there, so yeah, it's not necessary. And we are also going to go through some useful uses of the profiler DevTools. Yep, without further ado, let's jump into it. Yeah, so as you can see here, we have to-do list items, and currently it's all rendered at once, which might not be actually needed. It's just a ton of data. So we are going to optimize this in 2 steps. Step 1, lazily load the list items to make sure we only render what we actually need. Second is to let's keep it as a surprise at the end. So let's go with step 1, right? So for doing this, we are going to install a library called React Window. I've already installed it on my side, so you can go ahead and give it a go. And you can check for examples for this library through reactwindow.vercel.app. So we're going to use this component, fixed size list. So I'll give it a copy because I'm lazy. Sometimes it's okay to be lazy. And I'm going to copy this implementation as well, and we're going to go through it, right? So this list is the one that we have here. We give it a height, item count, item size, width. We're going to adjust this in a moment. Height, let's say we give it 1,000. And I think it was 1,100. Item count, we have 1,000 item, and this could also be tasks.length if it's something that could be changing. Item size, let's give it a 50. Width, let's give it 100. And since that we are passing some data to the items that will be rendered, so we're going to use a prop called item data. We are going to pass tasks. We will spread the current tasks we have, and I'll tell you why in a moment. And then we're going to pass toggle task. Lastly, we can replace this row with our actual component, and the reason we are passing it this way, not this way, so it doesn't get instantly called. It will called upon need, because some might not be actually called at any point, right? So if we go back to our UI, we can see it's breaking, right? Because this library passes the props in a specific way, all right? So it passes index, style, and data, all right? Whatever we pass here is going to be inside the data object. So to get the current task that we are working with, we can refer to data.tasks at the current index, and then toggle task function will be in data.toggle task. So now if you go back, we can see it's working, and now, yeah, we can see 24 items being rendered, not 1,000. But wait, we can only see 22. Why do we load 24? This is actually a very nice thing that this library has built in, which is that it renders a few more items just to make sure that if the user scrolls, it doesn't see like an empty space. All right, so it's always going to be having two items ahead being rendered. And this highlighting thing that you see, you can enable it using the profiler. You can go to settings and general, highlight updates when component renders. You can check on that, and then you can see this highlighting when a component is rendered. Okay, so now step one is done. We are lazily loading items. All right, so now let's go to the bonus slash second item, second step of optimizing. So now we can let's see what's the issue first. If we scroll down and then scroll back up, we can see that this has been loaded 104 times. You can ignore the logs. Let me remove it, and let's rely on the profiler. So start profiling, go down, go back up, stop profiling. If we click on one task, we can see it has rendered tons of times, and it has not you see, why did this render? The parent component render. And if you want to see the reason behind that render, you can go to, I think, profiler, record why each component rendered, and you can check on that. All right, so let's go and optimize this. So to overcome this, we must memoize the task. So we're gonna wrap this component with a memo, and we replace this one with the memoized task. You can go back here, and then we profile, go down. I think yeah, I think we need to refresh. Wait, memoized task, memo task. Yeah, all right, let's profile it. Maybe I've missed something. So profile, scroll down, scroll up. Yeah, see, we can see this is memoized. Stop profiling. You can see some tasks did not re-render, but if we click, that's the first time this was rendered. Okay, if we click on it, we can see it has rendered for another time, and we see the props changed. The style prop has changed, and it has caused the second re-render. It's not a big issue, but we want to optimize as much as possible. So the key to any memoization of a component is if props change, then render again. If props don't change, then don't render again. As simple as that. But wait, why are the props changing? I've not changed anything. So here we are passing things in an object, and this, upon re-render of this component, these props are considered like this object is recreated. So it could be considered as a new object, because the way Memo compares things is shallow comparison. It does not deeply compare. So if a new object was created pointing to a different address in the memory, it will consider it as new data, right? So the way to overcome this is to do three things: to memoize the tasks, to memoize this toggle task function, and then to pass them memoized to the item data. But here's the trick: this is a variable, this is a function, so we cannot wrap them both in use memo. It doesn't work this way because each one requires a different way of memoization. So we can create a memoized toggle task, which is gonna be use callback, and this returns toggle task. We can recreate this if toggle task has changed. We will do the same for tasks, but this one will use memo, and it will return the tasks, and upon tasks changing, recompute this. And then we can have an item data that is memoized item data. So use memo, and this would return return tasks equal to memoized tasks, and toggle task equal to memoized toggle tasks. And then only upon a change of one or both of these memoized props, we recompute it. So we pass the memoized, and here we go. Right, let's do refresh and profile. Right, we go down, we go up, check again. We can see this has re-rendered. No, wait, props changed style. 1 second. I think we keep this out of the way. Refresh. And then, yeah, so see, we can see that this item has been rendered once. If we go up again, this has only been rendered once, item 2. This has only been rendered once, item 3. Yeah, so that's about it. So we have done 3 things. I think there's a memory leak here. 1 is to lazily load list items. 2 is to memoize list items. 3 is to memoize the props that are passed to list items to make sure that the memoization is as efficient as possible. Yep, I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, drop it down in the comments. Thank you and have a good day.